Hey everyone, praise the Lord, right? Today, just wanted to talk about wasps and bugs and things that I used to be really afraid of. Coming from the city, coming from California, we didn't really have to deal with red wasps, and we didn't really have to deal with all these bugs. And it's kind of a jungle out here, being out in Alabama. But it's good, and it's given me a lot of opportunities to learn and to get over fears and to get to know, just to have a variety, I guess, in my life. If I am to go out into the nations, I probably should get used to things like wasps and mosquitoes and things like that, right? So here I am. About a year and a half ago, I was out here learning how to clean the pool. Robert, he usually would do it, and I was starting to take over some of the house chores. There were a lot of wasps last year. This year, not so many. But last year, there were a lot of wasps. And I was afraid. I really was. And so I'd be sitting here cleaning this pool, and they would come up and they'd try to land on me. They try to land on the pole. They were all over the place. And so I was sitting there singing to the Lord, and then this wasp would just come up. And it was all over. It was all over, all around me. And I was just like, Lord, get rid of this thing. Get rid of it. And like, I'm freaking out, right? And so when I said get rid of it, it dropped into the water and it went still. And I was like, I didn't mean kill it. And so, again, not from here. And so I thought it was dead. And so I prayed and I was like, Lord, bring it back to life. And then it came back up and Victory in Jesus song came on. So then I started laughing, thinking that he had resurrected this bug. And I was like, okay, can you put it over there though? So the wasp, he ended up moving exactly where I pointed it. And I didn't know that wasps swim and that they're, that's a normal thing. I didn't know. I really thought that in itself was a miracle, right? So I was all excited, but it was funny because he's playing with me. And so then I heard, let's get over that fear of wasps and let's go walk over to that wasp nest over by the gate. There's a gate over there by that pool pump. And I had a huge wasp nest, probably, 10 wasps just floating around over there. He's like, go walk through that door. I was like, what? And so I walked up and I made it about halfway, and I turn around, run back, to the steps again, and I do it again, and I get a little bit closer each time. And I was like, Lord, it took me a few days, I think. I finally did it. And when I did, they just kind of parted out of the way like I didn't exist. And how a lot of people must, have seen that they chase you and they come at you usually, and these just kind of moved out of the way. And I was like, okay. So he said, go back through the door again. And I was like, all right. So I did it again. And again, they moved out of the way. I was like, okay. So I did that a few times. I was excited. I was like, okay, we've overcome the wasp thing. And I'd been worshiping out in this pad in this area. This is just kind of like where I was learning to sing and dance and do all those things. He was also putting courage in me here for that. But that's another story. But one day I had my hands up praising like I always do, and a wasp landed on my hand. And, I remember thinking about faith. I was sitting there in my head as I was singing, just being like, I wish I had more faith, and I wish that I had that gift of faith, and I was praying more for that as I was singing. And so he landed it on me, just kind of like a reassurance, like, hey, you do have faith, And so I was like, okay, this is the way we're going to be bonding, right? So he starts landing these things on me all the time, all last summer. I mean, this year, I think he tried a couple times, but I got a little thrown off. But he was landing them on me all last summer. And I just sit there with him for, 3 or 4 songs sometimes. And they were just sitting there on my hand, just hanging out, listening to the music. And I was just like, all right, never got stung. There was one time I did get stung, but that was some other situation. But anyway, that got healed instantly. That was another cool miracle. I got stung and it literally got hot and then stunk back in and disappeared. So he showed me his healing. Oh, hey. But, oh, okay.
It's a little hot out here.
It is. It's nice though. It's beautiful. Robert's brother Joshua is staying with us right now. He just got back from the military, so we get to have him around. He's just helping Robert over at the shop. But anyway, so he got me over those fears. He got me over the fear of the wasps, and then he started working on me with the fear of the spiders, you know, and everybody knows me and the spiders. It was something, if they were in my room, I wouldn't even sleep in the room. I definitely had an irrational fear of spiders, and now, you know, at the same spot, the same pool area over here right behind me, he brought up a big grass spider. And, you know, in the South, everything's got to be really big. I don't know if it's because you got to float and there's so much water that they got to float or something. I don't know why bugs are so big here, but they're big. And he's got this big spider in my hand, and I'm just sitting there and I'm like, okay, like, all right, like, you know, after working with me, same thing with the wasps, you know, working with me, I finally put the thing in my hand. I'm sitting there like, what do I do with this thing? Like, what do I do with it now? Where do you want me to put it? Should I put it in a bush? How do I get it off? Like, you know, and so I take it over to a bush, and then he did it again a few times. Like, let's pick up a few more spiders, you know, let's fish them out of the water, you know, let's, you know, whatever. And so I ended up getting over my fear of spiders for the most part. I still have things with the brown recluses. I do. And you know, the not the poisonous spiders. And the crab spiders look like they have muscles. But I'm getting used to those. Yeah, getting rid of those fears. It's really important to get rid of them. And to just have that peace. See you later. You too. Have a blessed one. But yeah, just if you're encouraged by the Lord today or anytime soon, because sometimes that's how it works. You might see it online, and then all of a sudden he's asking you to do something. He'll protect you. I've been protected. I haven't been bit. I haven't been attacked. He did it with bullet ants the other day. I was getting over the bullet ants. So we're getting used to it. I think mosquitoes are next. I'd really love to just kind of get over the mosquito thing. Maybe, you know, maybe they won't bite. That'd be great. So we'll be praying for that. But I just wanted to talk about that and praise the Lord on that. Give a little praise report. And thank you guys for listening. Thank you for the encouragement on yesterday's video. A lot of you were really encouraging, and it's giving me more peace and more courage to do more of these videos, because I do have a lot to say. The Lord is really good. He's really good, and he has a lot of fun with us, and I do a lot of times feel like a little girl again, that I get to, you know, redo my childhood, but with the Lord, and it's fun. Yeah, just thank you guys for being a part of this with me. I hope you all have a blessed day. I know.